We're live. Good evening, everyone, and happy Monday. All roads lead to book club on Monday, and I am so excited to be here with each and every one of you, whether you are watching it live or whether you come back to watch the replay. So, for everyone that's watching live, you know what to do. How about just hit a 1 in the chat so that I know that you're here live with me? And as you are logging on, let us know what city, let us know what state and or what country you might be logging in from. And so many people, always ask me, Nina, why are you so passionate about book club? Well, I'm going to tell you that there was a time when I hated to read. As a matter of fact, I said things out of ignorance like, I just don't have time to read. And I had to quickly realize that when I started to speak with several of the people that I was in new circles with, and I started asking, what was the thing? What was one thing or two things or three things that they could tell me that could level up my business? And they said, well, you're never going to earn more than you learn. You're never going to earn more than you learn. And so they said, if you desire to grow, if you desire to grow a business, if you desire to grow your income, right? If you desire to grow in your life in general, then you've got to grow in your personal development. And that is when I decided to go beyond just putting the books on the shelf, beyond just ordering the books. And I made a decision to go all in. And so I am passionate about books. And now I know that I have a gift to help you understand the mind of the author. So this is not like any normal book club that you would normally be on. The reality of it is that leaders are readers. And if you consider yourself a leader in any capacity, whether it be in business, in ministry, in your home, right? Then guess what? You need to be here. So I want you to start thinking about all of the people that you can invite to partner with us on book club. And what I love that's so unique about this particular book club is that you don't even need the book, right? I am going to read it for you. So again, type a 1 in the chat. If you're watching this live, if you happen to be back to watch the replay, which you would not know that, right? Then type a 2 and let us know as you're logging on what city, what state, and or what country you are joining us from. Now, if nothing more, you want to come and spend an hour with me, right? And I am so grateful that and honored and actually humbled that many of you show up every single Monday. Take notes if you can. If you're driving, just listen. Don't worry. You are able, because this is live on YouTube, you are able to go back to my channel and make sure you subscribed to @Bling TV 3765, right? So you never miss an announcement about when we're going live. And you're able to go back and watch this at your convenience at any time, especially if you get an aha moment. So stay tuned and stay with us because we've got something very special for you. At the end of this, we're going to do a giveaway. So you can't leave. You can't leave. We're going to have Paige come down and pick us a winner. All right. And so we are reading Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And we left off we started chapter 9. Chapter 9 is persistence, the sustained effort necessary to induce faith. And you know what's so crazy is we couldn't even get past this, barely past the title, because we broke down what the meanings of these words were. And we were very surprised to find out what a lot of these words mean, and how when you understand what the words mean, it changes the whole concept, right? The conception of what you're reading. Okay. So the sustained effort necessary to induce faith. And for those of you that know what inducing labor means, then you know that it is to force something to happen that's not naturally happening on its own. Okay. Persistence is the sustained effort necessary to induce faith. This is the 8th step towards riches. So I want to start back on the first page of chapter 9, even though I think we read a little bit of it. And we'll start right here at the top of chapter 9. Persistence is an essential factor in the procedure of transmuting desire into its monetary equivalent. The basis of persistence is the power of will. And we read earlier in the book, where there is no will, there is no way. So we said where there is no way, that is because there was no will. See, when we have the will, we know that we'll get it done, right? And then willpower and desire, when properly combined, make an irresistible pair. Men who accumulate great fortunes are generally known as cold blooded and sometimes ruthless. Often they are misunderstood. What they have is willpower, which they mix with persistence and place back of their desires to ensure the attainment of their objectives. You know, as I'm thinking, I put up in my stories today, I know I did it on Instagram. I'm not sure if I followed through on Facebook, but I looked at a post early this morning and I showed it to Paul and I said, and we laughed, right? Because it said Lamborghini says that they don't run ads. They don't have commercials. And the reason why they don't have commercials is because the people that purchase their cars don't sit and watch TV. Yikes. Some of y'all gonna catch that. Ouch, right? Ouch-hallelujah. Lamborghini said, we don't have commercials because the people that purchase our vehicles don't sit and watch TV. I thought that was pretty profound myself. Henry Ford has been generally misunderstood to be ruthless and cold-blooded. You know, and I even think about the times that people say that about, people have said, not that I was ruthless or cold-blooded, but they make statements like, she always focused on her business. Duh. She always talking about her book club. Duh. I don't even make money off of this. Like none. I don't make any income from lending and serving. You know what? What I realized, that I am rich because I serve. And every week I serve for free on a Monday when I could be doing anything else. Monday is a super busy day for me, but I invest an hour of my time and sometimes more for free to impart wisdom and knowledge into other people. That is the richest life. That literally, you know, I was also listening to some, all day it's been personal development for the Moore House, which is most days. And I was listening to something that said early this morning, he said, 50 Cent said it. Some of the richest people are not rich because they have a bunch of money. But there are people that don't have a lot of money and are wealthier than people with a whole lot of money. Some of y'all gonna catch that, right? And so I've been told, you know, things like, oh, she always, you know, yeah, I am always, because I'm focused. And what I'm focused on is what? I'm focused on following through in all of my plans with persistence because I have an objective. The majority of people are ready to throw their aims and purposes overboard and give up at the first sign of opposition or misfortune. A few carry on despite all opposition until they attain their goal. These few are the Fords, Carnegies, and the Rockefellers and the Edisons. There may be no heroic connotation to the word persistence, but the quality is to the character of man what carbon is to steel. So, is what the book saying? The quality of you having persistence is a part of your character? Is that what we just, let me read it again and I'm going to let y'all judge what it just said. There may be no heroic connotation to the word persistence, but the quality is to the character of man what carbon is to steel. The building of a fortune generally involves the application of the entire 13 factors of this philosophy. These principles must be understood. They must be applied with persistence by all who accumulate money. If we are looking to accumulate money, we must do all of the 13 things that this book says. These principles must be understood. And then it says that they must be applied with persistence by all who accumulate money. You know, I often think about, you know, as we were on a launch call last night, and the first time we were on a pre-launch call, it was like 130 people on there. And then last night, another 100 and I don't know, I don't know, 15 people or so. And I was thinking to myself, and myself said, what if I had quit because there was some misfortune? Or what if I had quit because other people quit? What if I had quit because other people that gave me their word? What if I had quit? If I had quit, what's getting ready to break out in my business right now wouldn't be happening, because the reality of it is that sometimes people are watching just to see what you're going to do. If you are following this book with the intention of applying the knowledge it conveys, your first test as to your persistence will come when you begin to follow the 6 steps described in the 2nd chapter. Now, we went back and reread those 6 steps last week. All right. If you don't have the book and you're joining us for the first time, or you haven't read this book at all, you definitely want to look up the 6 steps in chapter 2 so that I don't have to go back again today. Okay. Unless you are one of the 2 out of every 100 people who already have a definite goal at which you are aiming and a definite plan for its attainment, you may read the instructions and pass on with your daily routine and never comply with those instructions. Let me say that again. I don't even know if y'all just heard what he just said. He said, unless you are one out of the 2 of every 100 people. So basically, what Napoleon Hill just said is that 2 out of every 100 people will do this. Well, I know I'm 1 out of the 100. He says 2 out of every 100. The rest of them, it says the rest of them will go on about their daily routine and never comply with those instructions. 2 out of 100 people. It's amazing. I remember teaching in Philadelphia last year in July when we had our conference, and I stood up to say, and I know that only 5% of people, maybe it was in Houston where I taught it, I think it was Philly. I know that only 5% of you are going to leave out of here and actually do what I teach. 5%. And I looked at one young lady and I knew she was already she was there. Tanisha was already there doing what I was teaching prior to even coming to the event. She wasn't even on the team, but she was already doing what I was teaching. She said, because she saw what I said online and showed up. The author is checking up on you at this point, because lack of persistence is one of the major causes of failure. Y'all ought to write that in the chat. Napoleon Hill is checking up on you right now, because this book says, he says, lack of persistence is one of the major causes of failure. Moreover, experience with thousands of people have proved that lack of persistence is a weakness common to the majority of men. It is a weakness which may be overcome by effort. So this weakness can be overcome by effort. The ease with which lack of persistence may be conquered will depend entirely upon the intensity of one's desire. So how do you change this? Your intensity, not just, so here's the deal. We don't change this, Alicia, just with intensity. I mean, just with desire. We change this with the intensity of your desire. Because this says the ease, it can be easy, Joy. The ease with which lack of persistence may be conquered will depend entirely upon the intensity of one's desire. The starting point of all achievement is what? Desire. How do we start? We desire it. We say, I'm going to lose this weight, and I start tomorrow. And you know what you then do? You clear out your cupboards. You clear out your refrigerator of all of the things that'll snatch you back. If you're not strong enough to overcome the weakness of having that stuff around you, and you can ask Paul, there could be cake, cookies, all kinds of stuff around here, and I won't touch it. I won't touch it, to the point where when we do buy a cake, I have to cut it up in pieces and put it in the freezer so that when we have guests, because if other than that, it'll just go bad. It's called desire. And it's an intense desire to never, ever go back to being who I was before, to the point where I can have it right here in my presence and not be tainted by it or not be drawn back by it, right? So the starting point of all achievement is desire. Keep this constantly in mind. Weak desires bring weak results. They said I'm frozen a little bit, or I froze some, Tedra said. Just tell her, Tedra, text Paul if you see anything going on. All right. Weak desires bring weak results. You know what's crazy? You know, our brain knows when we're telling the truth about whether or not we really intend on making a change in our lives. They said, I'm good now. Our brain knows whether you're telling your truth. So here's the crazy thing is, our brains can't decipher the difference between a truth and a lie, right? But based on what we do after we say what we're going to do, the brain reacts to that. Did you know that? So if we keep telling our brains, I'm going to earn $150,000 a month, I'm going to earn $20,000 a month, I'm going to be a millionaire, 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 right? Okay, your brain doesn't know whether you're lying or not. But what your brain does is it watches this. So I'm going to be a millionaire. And then what you do is you grab the remote and you're watching TV. Now your brain knows you were lying. You see what I'm saying? The brain knows when you say, this is the year that I'm going to lose this weight. I'm going to lose 50 pounds this year. I'm going to lose 100 pounds this year. I'm going to X, Y, and Z this year. And then the brain and your body sees and feels you doing something totally different than what you said. That's what I mean by your brain 100% knows when you're not giving any effort to what you say that you desire. You can't even trick yourself. Because weak desires bring weak results. Just as small amount of fire makes a small amount of heat, if you find yourself lacking in persistence, this weakness may be remedied by building a stronger fire under your desires. So what needs to happen right now? Not tomorrow, not next month. We need to build a stronger fire under our desires. Continue to read through to the end, then go back to chapter 2 and start immediately to carry out the instructions given in the connection with the 6 steps. The eagerness in which you follow these instructions will indicate clearly how much or how little you really desire to accumulate money. I coach, I mentor, I teach, I train. And I often hear what people say, like, I really need this to work, Nina. And actually, when people say that to me, I get very nervous. Because 9 out of 10 people, when they say to me how much they need this to really work, go 0 dark 30 for the next 2 months, 3 months. Like literally, it's like the moment they tell me what they really need to happen, then they just disappear off the face of the earth. Do you realize that a coach can't coach you if you're not in practice? Like Michael Jordan couldn't get coached not being in the gym, not being at practice. Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, they can't get coached and mentored not being where the other team is in uniform. So like not like on the Zooms, but your camera's off and you ain't really watching anyway. Do you know that there are people that it's amazing because God knows everything, right? And there are people in my team that I train and teach that'll text other people and say, just log on and keep your camera off like I do. And people have sent me those screenshots. And I'm saying to myself, wow, I don't even take it personal anymore. I I just say to myself, wow, wow, how sad is that? That misery loves company just that much that you would dare to tell someone else to log on and just log on so you're there. Keep your camera off. You don't hurt the trainers, you hurt yourself. That doesn't hurt me. That hurts you. Thankfully, we got a place where you can go back and watch it all now. But the fact that people actually say, and I've seen the screenshots, like, can't nobody even tell me they didn't do it because I've seen the screenshots. Just log on. Turn your camera. They don't need to know. They don't care. They don't need to know. Just act like you there. But I can tell when a person's not there by the way that they act. I can tell by the questions that they ask. I can tell by the things they don't do based on what I know that I've taught. Immediately carry out the instructions. So fortunes rather, which must be before you can have so money. If you find that you are indifferent, you may be sure that you have not yet acquired the money consciousness. Let me go back. The eagerness in which you follow these instructions will indicate clearly how much or how little you really desire to accumulate money. If you find that you are indifferent, you may be sure that you have not yet acquired the money consciousness, which you must possess before you can be sure of accumulating a fortune. It's not the money that you need to possess. It's the desire and the money consciousness that you must possess to accumulate the wealth. All right? So fortunes gravitate to men whose minds have been prepared to attract. Come on, let me read it again. Fortunes gravitate to men whose minds have been prepared to attract them. Just as surely as water gravitates to the ocean, in this book may be found all the stimuli necessary to attune any normal mind to the vibrations which will attract the object of one's desire. So when you want to earn more income or become more successful or lose more weight or battle anxiety and sadness and depression and all of those things, there's a place that you got to vibrate. You got to vibrate higher. Look, I know everybody probably like, Lord, let me check my phone to see, did somebody send that text message that It's okay, y'all. It's okay. So we got to vibrate higher on a frequency that attracts what it is that we desire. If you keep getting everything that you don't want in life, it could be that you're vibrating on a frequency that is not attracting what you say you want. Go higher. Type it in the chat. Go higher. Vibrate higher, right? And so if you find that you are weak in persistence, say ouch, hallelujah, it's okay. Center your attention upon the instructions contained in the chapter on power. Surround yourself with a mastermind group. And through the cooperative efforts of the members of this group, you can develop persistence. You will find additional instructions for the development of persistence in the chapters on autosuggestion and the subconscious mind. Follow the instructions outlined in these chapters until your habit nature hands over to your subconscious mind a clear picture of the object of your desire. From that point on, you will not be handicapped by lack of persistence. Your subconscious mind works continuously while you are awake and while you're asleep. Years ago, I asked a very, very high level CEO to, I don't ask questions like, what do I need to do to make more money? No, I don't ask. I ask more questions like, who do I need to become? What are some of the things that I should be listening to and or reading? What are some of the things that, I don't really watch much TV. Like it's just not a thing that I do. So that's not an issue. I didn't have to be told to turn off the TV, right? That is not, literally TV is like a reward for me. And because I don't watch it, if I feel like watching it, then I watch it, right? But I remember being told to listen to the I Am series by Dr. Dwayne Dwyer. And I remember at first when I was listening to it, I was thinking to myself, what is this? Because when you are not accustomed to being on a certain frequency, that is why I don't tell everybody what I'm reading and what I'm listening to. Because everybody's not ready to hear. And sometimes people just show themselves who they really are. Here's the thing, like, if I was put in some situations where I didn't really know what I was in, or that I even qualified for it, but somehow I got snuck up in on something, I ain't asking no questions. I'm a ride under the radar. So you don't even know I'm there. Because for whatever reason, I was here. You know what the problem is? Too many people need to have all the answers before Sanisha said it the best the other night. Feel like they got to have all the answers before they'll take a step forward. And there's a song that we used to sing when we were, Tedra probably knows exactly what I'm talking about. There's a song that we used to sing as kids. It is frozen, Paul. It's frozen again. Oh, on this side. I don't know, maybe it's the TV. And we sang this song when we were younger. Well, if you make one step, he'll make two. And so many times we believe that we are waiting on God to do something. And he like, I'm waiting on you. I put you in this environment for you to learn X, Y, and Z. You're not waiting on me. I'm waiting on you. So your subconscious mind will even work while you're that even my subconscious mind would begin to hear it. Make sense? So spasmodic or occasional effort to apply the rules will be of no value to you. To get results, you must apply all the rules until their application becomes a fixed habit with you. So did you hear what I said? You can't take one principle and one rule and decide that you only want to do this one rule over here or this one rule over here. But I don't want to do that. I'm going to do this thing right here and not that thing right there because I don't want to do that. That's not how it operates. No, we must apply to get the results. You must apply all the rules until their application becomes a fixed habit for you. Habit. What is a habit? Let's look up the definition of a habit. Let's look and see what the dictionary says a habit is. What are we doing? Whoa, what is this going on here? Hold on, y'all. Sorry. Definition of habit. All right. A habit is a settled or regular tendency or practice, especially one that is hard to give up. A habit. Hold on. A settled or regular tendency, a general shape or mode of growth. A habit. A habit. An automatic reaction to a specific situation. A habit. So, to give results, you must apply all the rules until their application becomes a fixed habit. An automatic reaction to something within you. So right now, your automatic habit or reaction is to do what? Retreat. When trouble rises, retreat. You now have to fix that habit, change that habit so that when something arises, you stop retreating. Because people are watching you. They're watching you. In no other way can you develop the necessary money consciousness if you continue with the same habit. Poverty is attracted to the ones whose mind is favorable to it. Poverty is a mindset. Type it in the chat. Poverty is a mindset. Poverty is attracted to the one whose mind is favorable to it, as money is attracted to him whose mind has been deliberately prepared to attract it. And through the same laws, Poverty consciousness will voluntarily seize the mind, which is not occupied with the money consciousness. A poverty consciousness develops without conscious application of habits favorable to it. The money consciousness must be created to order unless one is born with such a consciousness. Catch the full significance of the statements in the preceding paragraph, and you will understand the importance of persistence in the accumulation of a fortune. Without persistence, you will be defeated even before you start. Without persistence, you will be defeated even before you start. With persistence, you will win. If you have ever experienced a nightmare, you will realize the value of persistence. You're lying in bed, half awake with a feeling that you are about to smother. You are unable to turn over or to move a muscle. You realize that you must begin to regain control over your muscles. Through persistent effort of willpower, you finally manage to move the fingers of one hand. And by continuing to move your fingers, you extend your control to the muscles of one arm until you can lift it. And then you gain control of the other arm in the same manner. You finally gain control over the muscles of one leg and then extend it to the other leg. And then with one supreme effort of will, you regain your complete control over your muscular system and snap out of the nightmare. The trick has been turned step by step. You may find it necessary to snap out of your mental inertia. Snap out of it, y'all. Through a similar procedure, moving slowly at first and then increasing your speed until you gain complete control over your will. Be persistent no matter how slowly you may at first have to move, because with persistence will come success. Snap out of it. And you know, I physically do stuff like snap out of it, Nina. I mean, there are moments when I'm like, wait a minute, did I sign somebody today? Did I make a sale today? Snap out of it, Nina. Snap out of it. Snap out of it. Walmart gonna close down if they don't have sales in a whole day. What is gonna happen to your business when you're not doing business? Snap out of it. Snap out of it. Wondering, well, what's wrong with me? I'm doing the things. If you're saying those things, you're not doing the things. You're doing the things that got you where you are right now. You're not doing the things that have to take you where you need to go. I'm doing the things. Yeah, you're doing the things you've been doing. And what you've been doing, yeah, that worked for that season. Snap out of it. It even happens in weight loss. If you, let's just say a person has 100 pounds that they want to lose. They'll lose the first 30 to 50 pounds with one set of things that they're doing. The next 50 pounds is not going to come off the same way the first 50 pounds came off. Because the body gets accustomed to what you've been doing. So what you might have to do when you're trying to get that last little bit, you got to add some pressure. You got to add some weights to it. Maybe you got to add a weight belt around your waist and wrist and ankle weights to add more resistance. You can't keep doing the same thing, believing you're going to yield a different result. And so, but I've been doing it all, and I'm reading, and I'm this, and I wrote it down, and I'm then, and you're talking about the past because you have not yet elevated your mind to the future. And perhaps, have you been real with who you really are? Or you still want people to believe that you're somebody that you're not? And humility will take you higher. Humble thyself, therefore. If you want to go higher, humility. Admit that you don't know. Everybody else around you can see that you don't. The only person that can't see that you don't know, what's up, Keith, is you. But everybody else, you don't have everybody else fooled. Because they can see that you're stuck. And the only way to get unstuck is to be humble. Humility and service And there are so many people that are waiting to be served, and they think that they serve, but they're waiting for the call outs. They're waiting for the call my name. They're waiting for the accolades. They're waiting for the. I set up for a meeting for almost 2 years. Can you take this, Paul? You got to answer that. For 2 years, I set up for a meeting. Hurry up, take that in another room. For 2 years, and got no recognition for it. None. With a baby on my hip, that I would show up at 5 o'clock for a 7 o'clock meeting every single week. I got no recognition for that. Close the door. I got no recognition for that. I got no rewards for that. I got no plaques for that. I got none of those things. Can you please close the door? All right. All right, y'all. So persistence, you guys. Poverty is attracted to the one whose mind is favorable to it, as money is attracted to him whose mind has been deliberately prepared to attract it. And through the same laws, poverty consciousness will voluntarily seize the mind which is not occupied with the money consciousness. A poverty consciousness develops without conscious application of habits favorable to it. The money consciousness must be created to order unless one is born with such a consciousness. Catch the full significance of the statements in the preceding paragraph, and you will understand the importance of persistence in the accumulation of a fortune. Without persistence, you will be defeated even before you start. And with persistence, you will win. If you have ever experienced a nightmare, you will realize the value of persistence. You are lying in bed. I read that, all right? So you may find it necessary to snap out of it, right? If you select your mastermind group with care, you will have in it at least one person who will aid you in the development of persistence. Some men who have accumulated great fortunes did so because of necessity. They developed the habit of persistence because they were so closely driven by circumstances that they had to become persistent. You know what? I work every day as if my bank account is on zero. I work every day as if I don't have another way that I can earn any income because I'm sold out. And I'm not sold out to the money. I'm sold out to the millions of people whose lives I will impact. I am sold out to the 10,000 new people that will partner in our organization and will be able to learn other skill sets like content creation. They will be able to learn other skill sets like business management. They will be able to learn other skill sets like leadership development. They will learn other skill sets. I am committed to the 10,000 people and those people that are a part of that become a part of our organization that just need to feel loved again. They need to have some self-worth again. That's what I'm committed to. I am committed to helping the people get physically fit and healthy again, but first by getting mentally fit, because if they get mentally fit, the body will follow what the mind says. That's what I'm committed to. I am sold out to serving the next 10,000 people that will come into my organization, which is why I could do it for free if I had to. I am committed. What are you committed to? And too many people go and join stuff because they think it's the glitz and the glam and the fame and all of these empty promises. And you're not partnering with people who are committed to you and your soul prospering. That's what I'm committed to. I'm sold out to serving. Not just so I could get some accolades from somebody else. If I never got my name called again, I would still serve. I've done it in the past. I've done it for years and years and years. Never, ever expecting anything in return. Oh, but it's my season now. Oh, it's my season now. It's my season now. Because true service, we ain't looking for something in return. I don't need Tanisha to call my name. I know what I'm doing, and God calls my name. God calls my name. And as long as God calls my name, see, because here's what people need to understand. So people think they're hurting me. Well, I'm just not going to purchase nothing. I'm just not going to come to. It doesn't matter. God is my source. God is my source. And because I know that God is my source, it's in him that I trust. I don't trust in no man. I trust in my ability to produce what God's gifts, what God has given me in the gifts of my hands. He said that he would give me the power to create wealth, and he put it in my hands. That's what he says. He gave me the power to create wealth, and he put it in my hands. Snap out of it. Everybody ought to snap right where you are right now. Snap out of it. Snap out of it already. Snap out of it. I'm called by God. He is my source. Can't nobody stop or block what God is going to do, but he just might use some of you along the way. Snap out of it already. He gave us the power to create wealth if we think our way to wealth and riches. Think and grow rich. Snap out of it already. So you got some cushions in the bank. So that's why you don't do anything. You're not moved, but you claim you want to serve. Who you serving? Who we serving? Snap out of it. Who did you serve today? Who did you serve yesterday? Who did you serve last week? Who are you serving? Snap out of it. Or else you're going to be at the end of 2024 with the same results as 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. Snap out of it and serve. You know, it's funny, Carla King is on here, and I literally looked at some hearts or something. I was looking at doing an activity, doing something, because I'm always, literally always, Carla, I'm always looking for, like, what can I do to bless somebody? Like, what can I make to give away? And what can I mean? You can ask Paul, literally, I spend all my money on trying to do something for somebody else. For real, for real. And occasionally I'll be like, oh, I could buy that. That's on sale. It's on clearance. I'll buy it. It was $40. But as I was sitting there trying to figure out, Carla, like how I could create something for some friends of mine that I'm going to be with in February. And I'm sitting there and I said, oh, Paul, I got to go downstairs and get the wreath out of the basement that Carla King made for us. This is the time of year that we put it up right before Valentine's Day, because she saw something in me. And I forever am grateful for any time anyone desires to sow anything into our home. Y'all have no idea. You have no idea. Like, I am grateful anytime someone thinks of me, because normally it's always Paul and I. Like, what can we do? What can we do to help this person? What can we do to give here? Can we give? Like, what can we do? And we're trying to figure out with our finances, because most of it goes back into our business. We're trying to figure out, well, what can we do to help somebody else? What can we do to give a gift of somebody? What can we do here and there? Like, you have no idea, because our life is like, God, if you gave it to me, we're going to give it back out. But every single day we operate like our bank account is on zero. And every single day we're looking to fulfill and learn new skill sets. Every single day we're trying to get better every day. So because they were so closely driven by circumstances that they had to become persistent. There's no substitute for persistence, ladies and gentlemen. Let me check the time, 6:43. It cannot be supplanted by any other quality. Say it in the there is no such thing as a substitute for persistence. Y'all, we can't fake it till we make it. There's no such thing as substitutes for persistence. Either you are, is you is, or is you ain't. Is you is, or is you ain't. Persistent. Now I know it's my baby, but no, is you is, or is you ain't. There's no substitute. Like, we can't fake this one. It cannot be supplanted by any other quality. Remember this, and it will hearten you in the beginning when the going may seem difficult and slow. So yes, it might feel like it's going slow. Yes, it might feel difficult. And I've really got a hard stop because I have class that I've been showing up late to every week, okay? That I'm paying for. Those who have cultivated the habit of persistence seem to enjoy insurance against failure. No matter how many times they are defeated, they finally arrive toward the top of the ladder. Sometimes it appears that there's a hidden guide whose duty is to test men through all sorts of discouraging experiences. Those who pick themselves up after defeat and keep on going and trying arrive, and the world cries, "Bravo! I knew you could do it." The hidden guide lets no one enjoy great achievement without passing the persistence test. So for those of you who think that you can get a bravo without doing the work, no. The hidden guide lets no one enjoy great achievement without passing the persistence test. Those who can't take it simply do not make the grade. You didn't make the cut. Right? Those who can take it are bountifully rewarded for their persistence. They receive as their compensation whatever goal they are pursuing. That is not all. They receive something infinitely more important than material compensation: the knowledge that every failure brings with it a seed of an equivalent advantage. So what is it that you gain? Not just the material things, but you gain the knowledge that every seed, everything that you've gone through now gives you a one-up. Gives you a one-up. There are exceptions to this rule. A few people know from experience the soundness of persistence. They are the ones who have not accepted defeat as being anything more than temporary. Defeat is temporary. You got to all say this in the chat. Delayed doesn't mean denied. Could it be that the defeat happened because maybe we didn't learn a lesson, a very valuable lesson that we were supposed to learn along that path, and we're not ready for what we think we want? And if God gives it to us before it's time, it will be a premature birth, and then you won't really have the fullness of what God is saying that he desires for your life? Could it be? Because defeat is temporary. Delayed doesn't mean denied, right? And they are the ones whose desires are so persistently applied that defeat is finally changed into victory. We who stand on the sidelines of life see the overwhelmingly large number who go down in defeat, never to rise again. We see the few who take the punishment of defeat as an urge to greater effort. These fortunately never learn to accept life's reverse gear. But what we do not see, what most of us never suspect of existing, is the silent but irresistible power which comes to the rescue of those who fight on in the face of discouragement. If we speak of this power at all, we call it persistence, and let it go at that. One thing we all know: if one does not possess persistence, one does not achieve noteworthy success in any calling. And we're going to end right there. I'm on page 267 at the bottom paragraph, and I will tell you this, y'all. Just because you don't know that people like myself who never really show the very down, like, we don't, because I don't fall apart every time something happens. But I usually face some form of defeat every single day. I wake up at 7 o'clock, my emails going off. It's all these people who are getting ready to lose their accounts in 30 days, in 7 days, every single day. Every single day. It's the first thing I see in the morning. Talk about somebody who could want to quit. Like, why we can't even get people to be committed to something for 90 days? But they claim they want to get healthy. They claim they want to make money. I can take that personal. And every single morning at 7 a.m. on the dot, them emails start going off. Do I quit? No, I'm persistent. And I either say, Lord, bring them back, or send me a new 100 people. Send me a new 1,000 people. Send me a new 10,000 people. I'm not letting them 5, 6, 7 emails stop or block me. because they don't see the value in their health upgrading. They don't see the value of working with us. They don't want to be a part of the community. They still lost in the sauce. I don't take that personal. I used to, but I don't talk about it either. I don't talk about how my day starts with defeat, if that's the way you choose to perceive it. But I am persistent. And every single day, I am seeking those that are seeking me. So we want to give away this gift because we are at the end of our book club. And so what I want you to do is Paige is going to come downstairs. And what I want you to do is I need all of y'all to start hashtagging Goodreads, Goodreads, BookTube, hashtag BookTube, Goodreads, hashtag BookTok, right? Let me see you guys start hashtagging that. Page, come on down so you can read the screen. Stop biting your nails, mama. All right? Hashtag Goodreads. No, don't fall down them steps. BookTube. Y'all send those hashtags every day, right? BookTok, Goodreads, and BookTube. BookTok, Goodreads, and Paige, you can see them scrolling. I don't know if you can control the scrolls on the screen. And we're gonna let y'all keep on keeping on. Can you? I know down. Pull it to go down. I think. Can you see the people's comments? You can't. Yeah, can't scroll down. You probably need to go over there with Daddy. Go on the sofa. She's gonna pick somebody's name, and we're gonna mail out this gift to you. We have a very special gift for you. This is the book that's gonna help you manage your book clubs. Right? This is super cool. And Paige is scrolling. Look, they are hashtagging. Paige, they said they want in. So Paige is scrolling. And the winner is Miss Carol Jackson. Oh, we have your address. Paige just chose Miss Carol. She stopped the thing on the spin and she said, Miss Carol Jackson, you are this week's winner of our book club giveaway. Yay! Y'all celebrate Carol Jackson. And we're going to go ahead and ship this out to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Listen, no matter what you're going through in life, I want you to always remember that you can live again, you can laugh again, you can hope again, you can dream again, and you most certainly can bling again. I want you to have a bling-tastic rest of your evening, a bling-tastic week. Pay it forward to someone. Do a good deed. Be kind to one another. And remember that we will be right back here next Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bring a friend. Remember to subscribe to Bling TV 3765 so that you never, ever miss a book club. All right. And so for those of you that are guests, if you want to join my community of Beauty, Body, and Bank, where I am literally empowering other women to embrace and empower them to have total wellness of our understanding that beauty is skin deep. And that we really are beauty, and beauty radiates from the inside out, and that we can perfect our body because our health is our wealth, and then we could fatten up them pockets. If you want to be a part of my free community, go ahead and make sure you go ahead and click on beauty, type that in your browser, beautybodyandbank.com. You must answer all 3 questions, all right? Answer them in totality, you guys. Join our community. I'm just beginning to build that page out, but I would love for you to connect with me off of YouTube and join our community at www.beautybodyandbank.com. I love you all, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Good night, and God bless you all.